Good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure to be with all of you at the end of this day to talk about the upcoming Grand Rapids 22-23 Symphony season. It is a season that has been planned for some time, and artistically, we have many different highlights and wonderful experiences to set your expectations for and to share more information about. So thank you for joining us. My name is Mary Tuke-Kiris. I am President and CEO of the Grand Rapids Symphony, and I am so happy to be joined today by our music director, Marcelo Leninger, our director of marketing, Carlos Vicente, as well as our general manager, Aaron Doty. So thank you again for joining us. Without further ado, I am going to ask Marcelo Leninger to begin highlighting the 22-23 season with some of the highlights for you.
Thank you so much, Mary. I'm really excited about this season. As some of you know, this was a season that was planned years ago, and because of pandemic, we had to postpone it. But now we're finally going to deliver that season for you. The season remains almost untouched, and we made sure to preserve the programs as well as the soloists as best as we could with very little tweaks. And I think it'll be another great and exciting year of music that we are presenting and welcoming more and more audience members to our hall. So the first program, this is a really exciting program. Not only we are receiving Bach, the wonderful violinist Sarah Chang. Sarah was with us a few years ago performing Bernstein's West Side Story. But this time she's coming to play one of her signature pieces, the Bruch Violin Concerto, which she recorded with Kurt Masur in Dresden, and she played remarkably well. I had the chance of playing that piece with her before, so you are in for a treat. That will be a really special concerto. But the other thing that I'm super excited about this program, it's our ongoing collaboration with Ali Miller, which is our wonderful second oboist, principal second oboist in the orchestra, as well as a great composer. And years ago, we started this project of getting Beethoven's letters and putting in music. And Ali was really excited about this project. And we premiered the Testament, and now we have the so-called Immortal Beloved, which is a letter that Beethoven wrote. We don't know to whom. It was a letter that was found after his passing, but it's a beautiful love letter, and I'm super excited that we'll have the collaboration of our chorus performing this beautiful letter musically in the first program the season. And because every year I conduct a Beethoven symphony with our orchestra, we couldn't do a better job than opening a season with a fantastic and exciting and hope. It's symphony that brings you hope, which is Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. So that will be a really exciting program. Then in October, we have Brahms and Strauss. And for obvious reasons, I'm very excited about that program as well. The Brahms Piano Concerto No. 2 was intended and originally scheduled to be performed by our dear friend Nelson Freire, who left us recently. And so I thought it would be a really beautiful and emotional homage to him to have my mom coming to perform that piece in his place. That way, she'll be actually performing the Brahms Piano Concerto Cycle, with Concerto number 1 this season and Concerto number 2 in the following season. And then we have Strauss' Zarathustra, which is such an incredible piece of music. And our orchestra performs Strauss so beautifully. You can attest that by getting our new CD, with one of the pieces in the CD is Strauss Heldenleben. And so I'm really excited about that program as well and having our orchestra performing Strauss. The next program in October will have a guest conductor, Carlos Miguel Prieto, a Mexican conductor. He conducted the orchestra before, wonderful friend, wonderful conductor. And he will do this program with a piece by Gabriela Ortiz, which is, she's a Mexican composer, as well as Adam's saxophone concerto with our friend Tim McAllister, and the super exciting and even challenging Stravinsky Petrushka. So I'm very happy the orchestra will have the chance to work on that piece with such a wonderful conductor. Then we have Cameron Carpenter, which is one of the most well-known organists of today. And Cameron is coming to play an all-organ program. All 3 pieces in the program, of course, features the organ. The Barber Toccata Festiva is a very rarely played piece. And one of the reasons I think is just a very, very challenging piece for the orchestra and for the organ. So I'm super excited to be presenting that piece here in Grand Rapids, together with the Poulenc Organ Concerto and the beloved Saint-Saëns Organ Symphony. So this will be a great opportunity to experience Cameron live performing these 3 really emblematic organ pieces. Some of you might remember Andrei Ionita, really great young cellist from Romania. And Andrei was here with us a couple years ago. At that time, he performed Rococo Variations. And I remember the orchestra was so enthusiastic about him. When that performance was over, I had multiple musicians coming to me and say, please invite him again. He's such a fantastic cellist. And so I asked him, what is the concerto you want to play? Like the one you love the most, what do you want to do next? And he suggested the Shostakovich, which was a piece I played with him before in Rochester. I tell you, there's fire coming out of that cello when he plays that piece. It's going to be a super exciting performance. And Shostakovich Symphony Number 1, it's a really fantastic piece of music. I think after we performed Shostakovich Fifth Symphony a few years ago, the orchestra did such a remarkable job. So I'm really looking forward to performing that piece with our wonderful orchestra. And in a way, Shostakovich is very relevant to today, with everything is going on in the world. He wrote so much about war and about politics, and so it's a still really relevant composer and piece of music. This program, I think, will be really a fun program for both the musicians and the audience. We're performing 2 really great pieces by Villa-Lobos. You might recall that we played Villa-Lobos Choros number 10, which was the piece that we also brought to Carnegie Hall, and it is in our new CD. And so I'm really excited to perform this time Villa-Lobos Choros number 6 for big orchestra, which is one of his masterworks. The piece is so fantastic. And there is some instruments that he invented himself. There's some instruments that have some origins in the Indians and African that migrated to Brazil. So if you like percussion, you're gonna see a lot of interesting instruments on stage, and I'm super excited about continuing performing the music of Villa-Lobos, which I feel very passionate about. And then the beloved and really challenging Rachmaninoff Piano Concerto Number 3, which is considered one of the most impressive and incredible piano concertos of all time. And Sergei Babayan, it's a really important soloist in the international musical scene, and Armenian pianist. And he devoted his time to being soloist with major orchestras as well as teaching. And he was the teacher of Trifonov, the wonderful young pianist. And so I'm really excited he'll be here with us for the first time performing this emblematic piano concerto. Then we have a wonderful violinist, which is also not new to the Grand Rapids audience, I believe. Rachel Barton-Pine has not only an incredible career and also a really interesting life story, and she will be performing another rarely played piece, which is Khachaturian Violin Concerto. A few years ago, we performed the piano concerto. Now we're performing the Khachaturian Violin Concerto, which is equally a really exciting piece of music. We have Joanne Tower, the Fanfare for Uncommon Women. And then on the second half, two pieces where our chorus will join the orchestra to perform these two beautiful French pieces, Debussy Nocturnes and Ravel, the Suite Number 2 from Daphnis and Chloe, which it's not often done with chorus. So I'm really excited that in this opportunity, we will have the full forces on stage, orchestra and chorus. This will be really an exciting program. We are keeping our chorus on stage to perform one of the most beloved requiems of all time, the Mozart Requiem. And as you know, Mozart didn't finish the Requiem. It was finished by other composers and scholars. And so I found this piece by Bach, Berio, which is the last piece that Bach composed. He didn't finish the piece, but Berio kind of took over and finished that piece in a really incredible way, somewhat phantasmagoric and movie-like even, but it's such a powerful piece of music. So I'm really excited that we'll be doing those wonderful pieces with Maestro Bramwell Tovey, which is one of the leading conductors of today. He conducts as a guest conductor with all major orchestras, not only in the United States as well as in Europe. So I'm so happy we'll have such a high-profile conductor working with our wonderful musicians. And Joyce Young, which you know, she's been here before, great pianist, who'll be playing the Liszt Tontetans. Another guest conductor, we have Tianning Lu. She's a young conductor on the rise. Her career is taking over, and I'm so excited that she's coming to conduct the Grand Rapids Symphony for the first time. And she designed this program, which I think will be so interesting because we have a Chinese composer, we have a sitar concerto. So instead of having piano or cello or violin on stage, you're going to have a sitar. How cool is that? And then Dvorak's Seventh Symphony. Some people call Dvorak's Romantic Symphony. It's a gorgeous piece of music. And She loves that piece. She wanted to do that piece here, and so she designed this really exciting program. And it's so wonderful to have her conducting the workshop for the first time. To end our season, that was the only tweak actually we had in terms of program from the original season, because the original season finished with Mahler's Tragic Symphony. And I think in moments like we're living right now, it's better to send a message that is an uplifting one, a message of hope. And so Mahler Symphony Number 1, it's is that piece. I mean, you end that piece and you feel uplifted. Such an incredible piece of music. And we also doing the world premiere of Nina Chaker, Hate the Scene, Love the Sinner, which she composed for the Grand Rapids Symphony. It was the Grand Rapids Symphony Commission. And we couldn't perform the piece this year. And so we're so happy that we found this opportunity to do the world premiere of the piece she wrote for us in that program. And having our own family as soloist, I'm super excited to have Jamie and Megan Crawford, husband and wife, performing the Vivaldi Concerto for Two Violins in A minor. So this will be a really wonderful program of music with a little bit of everything: new, old, romantic, late romantic. So it'll be a really wonderful way to end our classical season. We are going back to Santa Cecilia to play during our chamber series that we performed there. So I'm very, very happy we're going back to Santa Cecilia. And we have 3 beautiful programs for you. There are some works that we're still finalizing for those programs, and also some soloists that we're pending availability. So stay tuned, because we're going to announce more details about the programs, but you can see some of the pieces and the themes that we will be presenting there. And this series will be a really wonderful mix of new and old. We'll have pieces by classical period in every single program, also be presenting some new music and some romantic music as well. So it'll be a great way to get our audience at Santa Cecilia exposed to many styles and beautiful pieces of music. And I'm so excited. We're finally launching our new series, which is called The Pianists. And I'm very happy about that. We're supposed to launch that before, when we had to postpone the season, so it's finally happening. And this is a really exciting series, because we'll be receiving pianists, and there is a partnership with the Gilmore Festival. Both Natasha and Andrew were Gilmore artists. They received the award, the Gilmore Award, and so they will come to play with us a solo piece as well as 2 piano concertos in each program. So this will be a piano night, and if you love the piano, you cannot miss this program. It will be really, really fun.
All right. Thank you, Marcelo. We appreciate hearing your thoughts on the season ahead and a little bit more information on each of our planned concerts. We are going to now turn to an overview of the upcoming pop season. Our principal pops conductor, Bob Bernhardt, was not able to be with us in person, but we have come up with the next best format to hear from Bob. So what will follow next is audio from Bob as we go through the highlights for the upcoming pop season for the 22-23 season.
Hello, and Aaron, and hello, everyone. This is Bob Bernhardt, and I'm delighted to be talking to you about our Fox Motors Pops series for the 2022-23 season. We're starting with a show called Dancin' in the Streets. It's the music of Motown, and it is a party in a concert, or is that a concert in a party? It's a party. 3 great singers. You'll know every song. Fabulous arrangements by the Grammy Award-winning Jeff Tyzik. It'll be a blast to start off our year. Next will be showings of The Polar Express, the movie that became an instant classic a couple decades ago now. We'll be showing the movie, and the orchestra will be playing the soundtrack live in our hall. Fabulous for the entire family. Next is our Holiday Pops concerts, our tradition now in the first week of December. We have 5 performances, and I've asked my very good friend, Denzel Sinclair, to join us. Denzel is a fantastic singer of the American Songbook, in particular, Nat King Cole, many others. He has a whole group of holiday songs that he sings with flair and with fun, and he's just wonderful to be with and wonderful to listen to. Also, our Grand Rapids Symphony Chorus with the great Pearl Shankwan as their director, and Embellish will be joining us, our handbell choir. We're thrilled to have them back with us as well. In January, a show called Pops Knockouts. Caroline Campbell is our soloist. She's a virtuoso violinist, and also an entertainer. She'll be doing music from movies, movie classics, and she'll also be doing some classical music that has become classic as well in great arrangements. Music such as the Carmen Fantasy music by Bizet, and also Ennio Morricone's Cinema Paradiso, and many others. It'll be a beautiful evening of great music, which will also give us a chance to have some of the members of our orchestra highlighted as soloists as well. Cirque Musica in March, a show called Rhapsody. It will be, with Cirque Musica, the Cirque shows, as you know, have great athletes doing ribbon dancing above the orchestra, jugglers, acrobatic acts, just astounding athletes and artists in front of the orchestra, sometimes above the orchestra, and it's entirely the music of George Gershwin this year, celebrating the 125th anniversary of Gershwin's birth. The last concert of the year in April, Prohibition, the rise of the jazz age. This is music from the 20s into the 30s when Prohibition was in place by constitutional amendment. It should be declared that I think it's the 19th Amendment in 1933, is the only constitutional amendment whose sole purpose is to get rid of another amendment. Prohibition became more and more unpopular every year, and in 33 it was abolished. But during that time, amazing rise of jazz, both in the United States and also on the continent of Europe. We go to London and to Paris and to Berlin from New York and Atlantic City. Fabulous music. Again, 3 singers, and just a beautiful show that I'm thrilled to be bringing to Grand Rapids. Our specials, we have the last 2 Harry Potter movies, the Deathly Hallows Parts 1 and 2. I confess to be a Potterhead. Love it. Love everything about it, basically. And these are movies, as you know, the last book was so thick and so intense, they had to make 2 movies out of it. And the music is by Alexander Desplat, now a multi-Academy Award winner. And you'll see the movies and hear the orchestra playing the soundtrack live. This is a dark, deep, and very satisfying ending to the Harry Potter series. And in April, this is no joke, it's April 1st, but I'm not kidding, Brass Transit, my great friends who play the music of the band Chicago. They were with us outdoors a few years ago, and I'm thrilled to bring them back for their great show of incredibly musical tribute to Chicago. It's great music. It's also amazingly musical. These are fabulous musicians, and I know you'll enjoy it. So that's our Pops, and special series for 22-23, and I truly am thrilled to have the chance to tell you all about it. Hope to see you there.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Carlos Vicente. I'm the Vice President of Marketing and Communications for the Grand Rapids Symphony. And I am just popping in to give you some important dates about all the great programs that you've just heard about. Renewals for subscribers start tomorrow. Start a week from tomorrow, Tuesday, March 22nd. New subscriptions, renewals by phone and mail start Tuesday, April 5th. Subscriber and donor single tickets pre-sale. That means that at that point you will be able to, if you're a subscriber, you'll be able to buy additional tickets. If you're a donor, you'll be able to buy tickets in general for the concerts that you've just heard about. That's Tuesday, June 21st. Tickets will be available to the general public starting Tuesday, July 5th. So if you want the best seats, please make sure that you are subscribing, renewing, or donating. And finally, Symphony Specials will be on sale to the general public Tuesday, September 6th. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Carlos. Important information for our patrons. We will next turn it over to Aaron Doty, our general manager, and he has some additional artistic information that he would like to share.
Thank you so much, Mary, and hope everyone's having a wonderful evening. I know I'm thrilled to see all of these wonderful concerts coming up for the next season. In the meantime, we have some things going on yet this season in the months ahead, as well as in the summer, that we're excited to share with you. So I'll start by talking a little bit about our Bach Festival. And as many of you will know, our Bach Festival did not occur last year when we would normally have had the Bach Festival in an every other year format. Instead, we moved it to this season, and we're very, very excited about the programming that is going to be presented during the week of April 19th to the 24th. Some of you can be on the lookout. The musicians of the Grand Rapids Symphony may be coming to a church near you in late March or early April. We've been partnering with 20 different churches to present musicians that will play Bach, the music of Bach, in anticipation of the festival during their services. So we fast forward to the week of the festival, and we are so excited to have Laura Downs here. Laura is a luminary musician, a pianist, as well as a social activist, somebody who has engaged the music community and beyond in supporting and promoting compositions by musicians of color. And she is a frequent collaborator with the Sphinx organization in Detroit, of whom the Grand Rapids Symphony is also a collaborator. So when we were looking at programming for this Bach Festival, including her was something that just made all the sense in the world, and we're very excited to have her here. She'll be performing Goldberg in Conversation, Goldberg Conversations, which will involve her playing parts of the Bach Goldberg variations, as well as sharing with the audience in spoken word how those compositions influenced other composers. In fact, there are two pieces that we're giving the world premiere of during that concert that have been commissioned specifically for this program. So we're very excited about that night at St. Cecilia on April 19th. Later in the week, we will have the vocal competition finals for the Lynn Maxwell Keller Bach Distinguished Musician Award. So they'll receive that award, and the vocal competition finals will occur on that Thursday at First United Methodist Church. The winner of that award also receives the opportunity to sing with the Grand Rapids Symphony pending appropriate repertoire. And if you attended our Joy of Mozart concert earlier this year, you got a chance to hear Nola Richardson. So you can be sure that the type of singer that you're going to hear is absolutely stellar. And we're excited for that competition to occur. And we're very, very much looking forward to the culmination of the festival, Sunday, April 24th at 4:30 p.m. We will be presenting the Bach B minor Mass. The B minor Mass is one of those pieces that, for myself, it's one of those pieces that if I were stranded on a desert island and I had something to play music with, the B minor Mass would be on my list of top recordings. It is truly one of the great masterpieces in music, and we're very, very excited to have the orchestra and chorus performing that at DeVos Hall on Sunday, the 24th. So in that week, we'll have a very exciting period of time, and then we'll fast forward. We have all sorts of great things going on in May, but we want to share with you a framework for some of our exciting programming for the summer season. And those things will include the partnership continuing with Meyer Gardens, which we're very, very excited about. Working with them last year and presenting that beautiful space, we are really, really excited to be sharing in that space with the orchestra and 3 exciting guest artists that are yet to be announced. So stay tuned. For more information, we'll find information about that on our website when it is announced, as well as on Meyer Gardens' website. In addition to those outdoor opportunities, I'm going to come back to Final Fantasy, but we will be presenting performances of the orchestra in larger than the past 2 years during the pandemic, where we had smaller ensembles performing in community spaces. We'll be gathering the band in a bigger sense to perform as a neighborhood concert series around the community as well. So be looking out for those performances, which are free, accessible, and designed to delight adults and families and kids alike. We'll also be having opportunities for many of you who have participated in Sidewalk Serenades. It's the wonderful opportunity to bring a small ensemble to your home and have the musicians perform there. It's a wonderful opportunity to get to know a musician if you don't know them already, or if you know a musician, to have them come and visit your home and perform for you and your guests. So those are some of the outdoor opportunities. In addition, on Thursday, July 14th, we will be performing the music of Final Fantasy, Distant Worlds. This is the full spectacular event where it involves the orchestra and projections from the video game franchise. We are so excited to be presenting that, and we know that event has sold out in the past. We anticipate it selling very, very well in this time as well. So it will be a really fun way to have indoor and outdoor in the community at Meyer Gardens, in small groups and large groups all throughout the summer and in July when our summer season occurs. So we're very excited about that. And with that, I will turn it back to Mary.
All right, thank you, Aaron. So lots to look forward to with the Bach Festival as well as our summer season. We are now in the portion of the webinar where we are able to receive questions from you. So we would encourage you to use the Q&A function that's part of this webinar, and it will give us a chance to see your questions and answer them. So again, we are very willing to take questions and provide more information as you have them. All right, I see a couple of questions here already. So this first question is for you, Aaron. Will Harry Potter or Final Fantasy feature a chorus?
That is an excellent question. Neither of the versions that we are presenting include live chorus, but there will be a series of recorded effects and video game sounds, as well as some recorded choral material on both of those productions.
All right. Our next question is for you, Carlos. When do Bach Festival tickets and the summer season tickets go on sale?
It's going to be a combination between next week, the 22nd, and the Tuesday, a week from that. We are preparing everything, and we will send everyone emails letting them know. But the season starts being sold to subscribers next week, and so will the Bach Festival.
Okay. And then this next question is also for you, Carlos. The question is, will we have printed programs next year?
We are working on trying to get printed programs for next year. Our virtual programs are going to continue because I'm really hoping that we'll be able to have an easier way for everybody to see the programs. But yes, I am working on trying to produce a program on a limited basis so that the people that really want the program can have the program, and the people that are happy with the virtual form will continue with the virtual form.
All right. Thank you, Carlos. I will take this next question regarding our summer season. It's a question about picnic pops at Cannonsburg. One that we often get, especially in the last couple of years here with the pandemic. I think the best way to answer that is that our summer season planning continues to evolve. We are always looking for ways to be able to meet the needs of the community. And in particular, right now, the partnership with Meyer Gardens really allows us to not only partner with another arts organization, but to present a different option of serving the community without direct competition. And that has been a big factor in the partnership with Meyer Gardens. With that said, we always keep the door open to future opportunities. And I would also share that we are especially cognizant of the fact that having a symphony only performance in the outdoors in Grand Rapids in the summertime is important. And we will continue to look for those opportunities both this summer as well as in the future. All right. Our next question is again for you, Carlos. It has to do with flexible ticket packages. Do you want to make a comment on that?
For sure, I'm on demand today.
Yes, you are.
I know that we had a flex pack, which were great because they were very, people could mix them and match them in pops and classical and use them whenever they wanted to. What we are using for that right now is our pick three. So we have a choose your own subscription or a create your own subscription that you can pick 3 concerts or more. You can mix and match classical, pops, specials, and you can still get a discount. So this is the way that we found to get the most discount for you and the most flexibility. You can also, exchange those concerts if you can't go. So there's not too much difference between that and the flex from the past.
All right. That for the moment represents the questions that we have received, but we'll again provide more time if there are additional questions. Please use the Q&A feature. Okay, here's another question. So Carlos, again, this is for you. It says, will the concert programs be available online or in some other readable form? Anything further you want to mention on that?
If we are able to get programs online, it is very possible that we'll also have the program, the printed program, as a designed piece online and available in a PDF form or something of the sort. But again, it will be a limited availability of the printed program. and we will continue with some form of our virtual program.
All right, we'll ask one more time if there are any additional questions.
I think I see two in there, Mary, and
Yes.
I know that another one is for me, so I can
Yep.
just answer this one, which
Yep,
is
that'd be great.
when we will receive our renewals in our home mail. So we're doing things a little bit differently this year, and you will first receive a confirmation of your current series online through email, that you will be able to go to a website and click a few buttons and renew right away. If you do not want to do that, after 2 weeks that we conclude this online only part of the renewals, you will receive, and that's the first week of April, you will receive your traditional in-home mail with your renewal forms.
All right, thank you, Carlos. I don't see any additional questions, so I think that will conclude our presentation this evening. Thank you again for joining us. We are very grateful that you took time out of your day and spent it with us to talk through the 22-23 season and the exciting offerings that are ahead. So we appreciate all of your support as patrons, are very thankful for what you do to support the symphony. And we look forward to seeing you in the audience next season, as well as in the audience for the remainder of this current season. So thank you again.